It's a new video where I'm painting a piece for the Adventures Over Leaves series / collection. Welcome to the video. If you're new here, my name is Sophie. I'm an artist and I'm based in Melbourne, Australia. Yeah, let's just jump into it, I guess. This is number 5 of 12 in this series, and yeah, the premise is leaves and adventures and little people who are adventuring over, around, above, below, in and out and around them. This adventure is like a really cute one. She's kind of looking into the distance, peering behind a curtain of leaves. You'll see her develop as the piece goes on. I was having a chat the other day with a good friend of mine, and we were talking about fear in art, and especially when it comes to making art, like actually starting a thing. There are a lot of people out there who are really afraid to just make stuff. The fear of making stuff is real, and I think a lot of that fear comes from perfectionism, being too hard on yourself, having high expectations of yourself that every piece has to be perfect. Making mistakes is scary. It's totally understandable, completely understandable. It can be scary making an artwork. You know, you spend a lot of money on art supplies. There is a whole internet that we think we need to show. If that comes off as, you know, no one liking, no one commenting, or just like a couple little comments here and there, we feel like failures. We're like, no one likes our artwork. Why even bother? And that sucks. That is a sucky feeling. As an artist over the years, have definitely gone through ups and downs of fear of posting, fear of creating, fear of making, fear of trying something new, fear of experimentation. It has definitely been something that I have struggled with from time to time, especially early on when I didn't really know myself as much, or I didn't really have confidence in my skills a lot of times. Actually, no, sometimes when I do have confidence in my skills, I still get a bit like, oh, I don't know if it's even worth trying today, you know? Those days happen. So I guess I can only speak from personal experience. Even though I do have days where I am afraid to make art, because I'm afraid I'm going to make something bad, or I'm afraid that I'm going to make a mistake, I feel like more often than not, I don't really care. Like, I don't have any fear at all. Like, there's a lot of days where I'm just happy to just like get a paintbrush, put some paint on it, who cares what color it is, and swoosh it around and see what happens. I have more days like that than I do where I'm feeling tentative or fearful of making something. Yeah, maybe, I don't know why, but maybe it has to do with early on when I was learning how to make art. So in high school, let's say, our teachers were really adamant that we tried everything in every way possible before we finished our piece, or before we came to a final idea or a final plan for an artwork. So I remember trying watercolors for the first time and really struggling with it, not understanding. I'd never used any medium like this before in my life. It was hard, and the teacher was just like, all you're doing today is watercolor and you're not allowed to do anything else, and just figure out how it works when you paint with a lot of water versus not much water, versus layers or no layers, negative space, on different mediums, on different paperweights, whatever it was. We kind of had to explore it, and it was fun. There was never any judgment or anything like that. I mean, when you're a teenager, it feels like everyone is judging you all the time. So there was a lot of that, and I definitely didn't show my sketchbook to anyone when I was a teenager, unless they were my super close friends or the teacher. But amongst the teacher herself, there was no judgment ever. And I really thank her, and there was another teacher as well, the art teacher and the drawing teacher. Both of those particular people I really want to thank, because I feel like they helped me be fearless when it comes to trying new things and experimenting. So a lot of it just is like a core thing that I'm just not afraid to try new stuff. And that is a total blessing. I'm so lucky to have been raised in a way that I was able to explore my art making world. And I understand a lot of people don't have that from a family where it's not well understood. How could that be a job? How are you possibly going to make money painting pretty pictures all day long? Yeah, it's tough. There's a lot of criticism that goes along with trying to be an artist as well, especially as a young person, which can impact your confidence in making new art and trying new things and pushing your boundaries. I would really love to know, if you have a story, how perhaps you have overcome some sort of perfectionistic qualities in yourself. Yeah, how did you overcome that? I mean, we're probably always still overcoming all those things all the time, every day. Like, it ebbs and flows, right? It's not like a perfect linear graph where we're always getting better at a steady pace all the time. There are always setbacks and kick forwards that happen. I just think these days I care less about what people think. I want to make work that makes me happy, that tells my story, that's authentic to what I like the look of, what I like. I want it to be like, you know, a diary, it's like a handwritten letter of who I am, what I like to do. And yeah, I mean, that is scary to do and to show the world, but I don't have fear of trying a thing. And maybe having an ugly sketchbook or some sort of sketchbook or some like folder full of loose leaf paper that no one is allowed to look at except for you, your burn book, that's a really good way to help explore new mediums and try new things. Like, we all deserve to have a place to just try and make tons of really rubbish art. Because what's that saying? It's like for every 100 drawings, there's one good one. And as you explore and play and practice and try and error and try and error and try and error, you will get more confident. And also, who cares what other people think? I'm getting to that age now where I'm like, I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't know if you knew me in high school. And just out of high school, I was debilitated by what other people thought. I was always quite individual. I always knew who I was, but it was in a sphere of being afraid of criticism and afraid of not being cool or not being interesting or anything. And I am okay with being a silly little snail in my shell with all my comfort things now. I don't care if I don't fit in anymore. And I guess that comes with age and experience, you know, blah, 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 boring. But it's true. And I think the same comes with art making. You know, you're not gonna be geniuses at 22. Sometimes people's genius is at 55 or 60 or 70. Hello, dog. Yeah. Anyway, that was a little bit of a ramble. With a lot of half-finished thoughts, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. Looking forward to sharing the next video with you in a few days, and I will see you then. Okay, toodaloo, bye.